Welcome to the 15th episode of the Oracle Seasons Annie Presents Speedrun tutorial, where it is time to tackle the Sword and Shield Mage, which is the 8th dungeon. Dungeon 8 is one of the trickiest dungeons when starting out, because of the long, mostly linear way to the mini-boss without any hard refills. There are a lot of enemies that can deal damage along the way. So first of all, this dungeon is going to be split into two parts because of its length. It's really long. So let's get started. Entering the dungeon, you can use your speed, jump over any of the wrist ropes if they are in your way, and switch out to the sword and the seed shooter, preferably with kill seed. Hit that statue and grab the key. You can hit that statue as soon as it's in view or a little bit out of view, I believe. So once you see it, you can shoot and move away immediately. So there are two different equips here. I saw someone else doing this equip, so I might as well mention it in this tutorial. First off, this is the alternate equip, I guess. Let me actually do the normal equip that I normally do, which is switching back to the Pegasus seeds and use that seed boost to walk along. Watch out for these keys. And come in here with your sword, charge that. Wow, that's a really good pattern actually. So here you have another magnet room with ice, and that's really annoying. I got a really good pattern. I got them all stuck in this corner, and with one spin slash you can kill them all. Again, there are a few hard refills here, but they are mostly at the start of the dungeon, so you won't have much use of them. And then you come in this room where you want to switch back to the kill seed. I accidentally used a Pegasus seed here, and warp that guy out and kill the slimes to drop the key. So there's also this alternate equip, which is where you keep the sword and the kill seeds out in order to keep to avoid two inventories. And you just move along here. Make sure you don't get hit or fall in the pit like that. That's awkward. And again, come in with your sword out. Bad part about this is you don't have any kill seeds, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. What am I saying? Pegasus seeds, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem to try to get them in one of the corners. So again, you come in here, kill him, and slash the other things, and then switch out to kill seeds. Why am I saying kill seeds all the time? Pegasus seeds and cape. So this is a nice health refill room. Note that these sparks are really spinny and stuff, but you can also boomerang them and they always drop a parry. So if you are low on health or are insecure about the second part of this first half, you can grab some parries along the way. Here you get a nice jump. Just go straight to the middle. Sometimes the rope is in your way, nothing you can do about it, and go down this staircase. So again, you can choose to either use a seed here or don't use a seed here. If you use a seed here, you can do a single jump and then use the cape for the second jump. If you don't, you want to use the cape and jump across that way. Wow, I'm bad. It just depends on the pattern of the fireballs, which you cannot do anything about, I guess. So that's how you do it without seeds, and then you jump out of this area. And with seeds, you can actually make this jump earlier. You can just wait, jump over here, wait for the fireball to disappear, and move along. And actually reset and make a safe state. So here you have another tricky jump. There are several ways you can do it. I like my way. I know it. Actually, I know my points of jumps. And I don't use a seed for that at the first time. So first jump I do this, and then I jump over. But there's also a jump you can make to get on that platform and use your seed earlier for that. I don't think it matters that much because your seed's gonna run out anyway on a long stretch. So just find a method you like and that you feel secure with in order to actually make it across without falling in the lava or getting hit by the roller. So you can just move along here. You have this key and go into the spinner room. Go left, fall back down and go again, so you can go to the south side. So here you can use your seed because you want to get a Pegasus refill here. Watch out for the jinx, because if the jinx hits you, you cannot use your sword. So if you cannot use your sword because of the jinx, you can always grab your bracelet if you need to. And slash this spot and move along to the stairs. Here you have another nice brick. This dungeon is filled with bricks, but watch out for the fire keys actually. He can be in your way. So you want to equip your magnet glove and the boomerang. As you can see, this ball starts shaking a lot when I'm pushing it down, and if it actually stops right, you can actually move on top of it. And how did I actually make it on top there? You can actually make it on top of here and push it out of the way. Normally you would have to make a detour to the south side of this wall in order to make it to push this ball away and move it onto that button. But you can do it this way and avoid having to go down there at all. So moving along, you can boomerang everything that's in your way. Jinx don't actually do damage, so you can actually avoid that. So you want to grab this chest, which has the hyper slingshot. It shoots 3 seeds at a time, I can show you. Without actually using 3 seeds, it's only using 1 seed. Once you get that, you want to grab your seed and the cape, because there's another trick jump coming up. This dungeon is filled with tricks, and that is this trick jump. You want to make it all the way across this corner, this U-turn jump. So what's especially important to notice is you want to stay close to this wall, and that the button presses are pretty how do you even say it? Tricky, are pretty easy to master, I guess, once you figure out how the jump system works. Because again, you only turn at specific intervals, so you can just buffer your turns like that. The important thing to notice is you don't really want to jump too late, because if you jump too late because of this buffer that you have to do before you can turn, you will actually overshoot a little bit, and you will have to traverse more distance, which means you can easily fall into the lava. So you want to basically jump when you are in the middle of this tile. That's what I use normally, and it should make it pretty easily. If you fall down, try again. Nothing that blocks you from trying. You can actually do it like this, so I don't lose all those Pegasus seeds. Wow, I was too fast. And jump over this bridge and downstairs. You can use your seed here. And move along back to the spinner room in order to get that chest. Don't forget this chest, it's pretty easy to forget. And move back. You can use a seed here and do a nice little trick jump. Once your cape starts folding out, you can equip your magnet gloves and the seed shooter. And if your magnet glove is on S, you want to double tap the magnet glove in order to change it to N, to the north polarity, like that. So you can actually make this jump pretty fast. Move along. As you can see, I have a lot of health left over, because I'm pretty much used to this dungeon and I know where to avoid all the damage. So with the seed shooter, you can actually shoot these three statues at once and spawn the stairs. So there's also this door where you have a key for. So if you have really low health, which is usually about 2 hearts, 1 heart, maybe 3 hearts, depending on how well this room will go, you can actually grab these 2 pots for hearts and go into the Miniboss room in order to try to spawn the portal. Because this room can also be pretty tricky, but normally you would want to do this room first. So you want to grab your bombs and sword. Make sure you don't drop the bomb too far to the left, otherwise you blow up this block and that jinx is gonna escape. Again, all these spots contain bombs, so you can grab bomb refills whenever you need to. Charge out your sword. Make sure you don't get wrecked, and throw a bomb over there to move those 2 blocks over, so you can push this and grab an extra key. and move back. You want to have at least, preferably 6 bombs leaving this room. It's always better to have more because sometimes things happen. So if you have around 8 or 9 or 10, that's fine. Once you get back out here, you can grab your bracelet and your seed shooters with mystery seeds. Again, you can grab these hearts. And then you can go enter the mini-boss room, which is Frypolar. Frypolar is a really interesting boss with his polarity with fire and ice. You want to enter the room and start shooting your seed shooter right away to the right side. So you have this ice form, which shoots these ice spikes, and he can charge at you. He generally charges in random places. And then you have this fire form, which shoots these fire pillars. He will always charge at your current position, so you want to make sure to keep moving along. You can change his polarity by shooting him with a mystery seed. But now the main reason you also want to have these mystery seeds is these ice rocks. You can shoot them in order to spawn an ice block that you can pick up. So you want those ice blocks in order to throw them at the fire form. You can do it easily by just shooting him twice and running into him with the ice block, I guess. Wow, I'm missing. Like that, only need 3 blocks. Need drop the fairy, so that's useful. If you didn't do that first room yet, you can go back and do it right now. These hearts don't respawn, unfortunately, so at least if you die, there's always this portal now. So, you want to avoid getting hit, of course. So make sure you shoot him and get into the right position so you can shoot the boss and... Wow, I actually double tap. You can shoot the boss and the ice rock with 1 shot, so you only have to shoot once. Like that. And then you can throw your ice rock at him. Make sure you're slightly off one of those cardinal directions, so one of your side seeds hits the ice rock and your main seed still shoots at the boss. Which is the easiest way to do this. So again, once you enter the boss, you want to shoot your seed. Get your position right. Wow, it ate my main seed. Try not to be too far away of him, I guess. Loses a bit of time, but if you want to play it safe, you can do it like that. If you need the fairy, grab the fairy. And if you don't need it, then leave it, I guess. There are quite a few health refills along the way, which cost a bit of time because you have to switch out to the boomerang. But it's pretty safe, so you do want to have a lot of health if you are doubtful about the second part before those fairies, so take that into consideration. Preferably at least have your top half of your hearts full, so 7 hearts. So that's the end of this part of the tutorial. The second half of Dungeon 8 will be discussed in a separate episode because this dungeon is pretty long. So thank you for watching.